In pursuit of continuous quality education,
living up to DepEd's mandate of no student should be left behind.
from the home of Sarongbangi,
The land of Oragons. This is Santo Domingo National High School. School on Air.
School on Air.
Hi everyone. Good morning. Good morning, especially to all grade 10 students who are tuned in right now. Welcome to another lesson episode of School on Air for grade 10 English. This is Sir Jerry from Santo Domingo National High School English Department, and I am your radio teacher for today. Before we start with the discussion of today's topic, I hope that you are 100% comfortable while listening to this broadcast. One more thing, how is your morning? Have you already taken your breakfast? Have you done physical exercises to stay healthy? If you have, well then, it's raining sunshine for you. If you woke up with God above your head and a smile on your face, raining sunshine it is. Be thankful. If you woke up at the wrong side of the bed, if you woke up with a heavy heart, you should still be thankful. You know why? God woke you up because He has more plans for you, and that's what really matters. Cheer up and seize the day. After the discussion, I know that you have been looking forward to this date for this RBI episode, so I'm expecting that you have prepared yourselves physically and mentally for today's discussion. If you are ready now, send me a smiley on Messenger. Okay, so shout out to Denise from Dalton. We have also Rona Raisa May, and we have also John Millard. Good morning to you. Alexis Bales, Joshua, Mark, Alvin Gaviria. Good morning. Okay, and to all others, good morning to everyone. Good morning. Okay, I think everything is set. Our lesson for today is formulating statements of assertion. I repeat, our topic is formulating statements of assertion. After the discussion, I expect that you will be able to understand the meaning of assertion and its types and be able to write your own statements of assertion. Again, after the discussion, I expect that you will be able to understand the meaning of assertion and its types and be able to write your own statements of assertion. I would like to remind you that you must have your Quarter 2 Module 3 ready as a reference for our topic today. Moreover, I want you to prepare your notebooks in case you need to jot down important notes. Also, for those who have access to the internet, I need you to be present online, and at the moment, you can start waving or sending a smiley to me through Messenger for your attendance. For those who are not online, it's okay. I know you're out there excited as those who are online. Okay. Later at the end of the discussions, I will give a test about the topic. You will send your answers to me through our chat group. If you can't do it because you are not online, don't worry because you can still submit your answers to me during the distribution and retrieval of self-learning modules. Now, before we delve deeper, I would like to congratulate those who did well during the previous RBI last April 28, in which we talked about familiarizing and writing exposition and discussion texts. In the performance task that I gave you, I asked you to write an exposition or discussion text about the community pantries in the country. Once again, congratulations, and I hope your enthusiasm to participate will encourage other grade 10 learners to do the same. Now, in anticipation for today's topic, I have two questions for you. The first one is this: do you have the freedom to express what you have in mind? I repeat, do you have the freedom to express what you have in mind? I think we all do, don't you agree? We are in a democratic country, and freedom of expression is a right that we really enjoy. On the other hand, this right has corresponding responsibility. This responsibility sets our limitations on saying whatever we want. In other words, we have to be responsible for everything that we express. We must be careful. We should make sure that it won't degrade a person or put our lives and others in danger. The second question is this: at a young age, in what way do you express your thoughts? I repeat, at a young age, in what way do you express your thoughts? Clearly, at present, people use a lot of media platforms to express their thoughts. For most people, Facebook obviously is a top choice when it comes to self-expression. On Facebook, we can see almost all kinds of posts of people from different walks of life, and I think you will agree that some are not setting their limitations. I hope you are not one of them. Anyway, what you are going to learn today will broaden your idea about expressing opinions in the context of statements of assertion. Let us now proceed with the discussion of our topic for today. Again, our lesson is formulating statements of assertion. What is assertion? Can you find the definition in your module? It says that assertion is a statement used to make a declaration or to express strong belief on a particular topic. An assertion can be formulated after reading a story or a poem, or even after watching a play. The purpose of giving an assertion is for the writer to convey an idea or feeling and convince others to accept his or her interpretation of a particular literary work. It is also important that before giving an assertion in literature, the author must comprehensively read or watch the literary work. He must take down the part he is for or he is opposed to, followed by his explanation of it. It is also best to collect evidence from the same or other literary authors that have the same assertions as with his. Now, what are the different types of assertion that can be used in formal or informal writing? These types include the following: basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. I repeat, the types of assertion are the following: basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. To define each type, I am going to give you 2 minutes to read the short text found on page 7 of your module. Later, we will tackle the example given for each type. Have you found the reading text? I repeat, it is found on page 7. Ready? Your 2 minutes starts now. Okay, your 2 minutes is over, so I hope you are done. Now let us define each type of assertion. Basic assertion is a statement directly expressed as the reader or writer's opinion or belief. It is also known as straightforward statement. Look at and read quickly the example given in your module. Now you will notice that the first sentence is considered as the basic assertion. The second sentence contains evidence that supports that assertion. We have also emphatic assertion. Emphatic assertion is a statement used to express or give empathy to someone. It states how the writer conveys understanding of someone. In the example given, the first sentence expresses the recognition of the writer to the text being read, while the second part states the support and viewpoint of the text. Lastly, we have language assertion. Language assertion is a statement used to express the preference of the writer, the purpose of which is to suggest and conveys the reader or writer's negative opinion on a text. It is also called I language because the reader or writer uses the pronoun I. It is noted in the example given in your module that the first sentence contains the main context of the information the writer is referring to. The second part is the influence or effect of the information of the writer. This explains the use of the pronoun I. The last part contains the recommendation and suggestion of the writer. Again, the three types of assertion are basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. At this point, we will have a simple activity. I want you to read the short text entitled Nutrition in the Philippines, Nation at Risk by Fritzy Rodriguez, found on page 9 of your module. I will give you 1 minute to read it. Ready? Your 1 minute starts now. Okay, time's up. Let's do the activity. Here are the instructions. I will be reading a number of assertions about the text you have just read, and you will identify the type of assertion each one belongs. I repeat, I will be reading a number of assertions about the text you have just read, and you will identify the type of assertion each one belongs. Send me your answer through Messenger. If you are not online, you can still participate in the activity and check your own answers later. Now get ready with your cell phone or pen and paper. Ready? Okay, number 1. After knowing that the Department of Education has been working on integrating health and nutrition lessons in school curricula, I cannot help to wonder why there are still school canteens that offer junk food to students. I think it contradicts the DepEd's nutrition program. Perhaps the Education Department should closely monitor school cafeterias and strictly prohibit them from selling unhealthful food. I repeat, after knowing that the Department of Education has been working on integrating health and nutrition lessons in school curricula, I cannot help to wonder why there are still school canteens that offer junk food to students. I think it contradicts the DepEd's nutrition program. Perhaps the Education Department should closely monitor school cafeterias and strictly prohibit them from selling unhealthful food. Number 2. According to the statistics from the National Nutrition Council, as referred to in the article, 67% of Filipino families are not eating enough even when there are no calamities. One can imagine how these families must have been living a miserable life, considering that food is the most important human need. I repeat, for number 2, according to the statistics from the National Nutrition Council, as referred to in the selection, 67% of Filipino families are not eating enough even when there are no calamities. One can imagine how these families must have been living a miserable life, considering that food is the most important human need. Number 3. It is true that undernutrition is the single greatest threat to a child's life. If a child is undernourished, his or her well-being is compromised physically, mentally, socially, and psychologically. This will create a lasting adverse effect to his or her personality when he or she becomes an adult. Again, number 3, it is true that undernutrition is the single greatest threat to a child's life. If a child is undernourished, his or her well-being is compromised physically, mentally, or socially, and psychologically. This will create a lasting adverse effect to his or her personality when he or she becomes an adult. Number 4. The 2013 National Nutrition Survey, based on the text, points out that in the Philippines, malnutrition is seen across all age groups. This survey supports the notion that Filipinos have shorter average lifespan compared to some other races around the world. I repeat, the 2013 National Nutrition Survey, based on the text, points out that in the Philippines, malnutrition is seen across all age groups. This survey supports the notion that Filipinos have shorter average lifespan compared to some other races around the world. And number 5. Although children who grew up in homes where parents did not care or invest in proper food and hygiene will likely grow up to be the same kind of parents, it is without doubt that education plays a big role in guiding them to deter such culture among Filipino families. That is why we need to strengthen the accessibility of quality education for all Filipino children. Again, although children who grew up in homes where parents did not care or invest in proper food and hygiene will likely grow up to be the same kind of parents, it is without doubt that education plays a big role in guiding them to deter such culture among Filipino families. That is why we need to strengthen the accessibility of quality education for all Filipino children. Alright, let us check whether you've got it all correct. At this time, I hope you have sent me your answers already. Okay, for number 1, the correct answer is language assertion. Number 2, the correct answer is emphatic assertion. Number 3, the right answer is basic assertion. Number 4, again the correct answer is basic assertion. And number 5, emphatic assertion is the correct answer. Once again, the correct answers are language assertion for number 1, emphatic assertion for number 2, basic assertion for numbers 3 and 4, and number 5, emphatic assertion. Okay, were you able to get it all correct? Congratulations to those who got perfect score. Later, I'm going to try to see if you really got perfect score. I promise to add these points to your grades for written works. Of course, even to those who had mistakes, still I congratulate you. Your participation is enough for me to say that you have the eagerness to learn. Now, to make up for it, I challenge you to have time to get back to the topic and study it more by using your self-learning module. At this point, I am going to give you another task, which will determine whether you really have acquired the skill in writing your own statements of assertion. Can you still recall the Greek tragedy Oedipus the King by Sophocles? I told you to read and study it in advance for this lesson. Okay then, I want you to refresh your understanding of the story by scanning it for 1 minute. You can find the summary on page 5 of your module. Your 1 minute starts now. Okay, your 1 minute is up. Here is what you're going to do. I want you to focus on what happened to Oedipus at the end of the story. Likewise, consider the idea or truth about human life that is revealed in the story. Again, I want you to focus on what happened to Oedipus at the end of the story. Consider the idea or truth about human life that is revealed in the story. Now, out of that, I want you to write a statement of assertion. Be free to choose one among basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. I repeat, be free to choose one only among basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. You will send your answers to me through Messenger. I'm giving you 2 minutes to do that. Send to me your answers as soon as you are done. Now, are you ready? Your 2 minutes starts now. Okay, time's up. I will read your answers later, and I hope that at this time, you have already sent your answers to me through Messenger. Alright, again, congratulations to everyone. I'm glad that you were able to write your own statements of assertion. I believe that you can already write with confidence your own reviews for the stories you read or movies you watch. To help you more with it, I want you to perform the enrichment task, Activity 12, on page 11 of your module. Use one whole sheet of paper for your output and submit it to me during the retrieval and distribution of your self-learning modules. Okay, again I repeat, you're going to perform the enrichment task, activity number 12 on page 11 of your module. You will submit it to me during the retrieval and distribution of your self-learning modules. Now, before we call it a day, let us have a recap of what we have learned from today's discussion. Again, what is assertion? Assertion is a statement used to make a declaration or to express strong belief on a particular topic. An assertion can be formulated after reading a story or a poem, or even after watching a play. The purpose of writing an assertion is for the writer to convey an idea or feeling directly and to convince the reader to accept his or her interpretation of a particular literary work. The different types of assertion are basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. Basic assertion is a straightforward statement. Emphatic assertion expresses empathy, and language assertion expresses the preference of the writer, and it uses the pronoun I. So, that's all for today. Once again, it's been wonderful to have shared with you another lesson episode to enhance your skill in the use of the English language. I hope that you've enjoyed learning. You can always get back to this recorded RBI anytime you want when you are online. You can find it in YouTube by searching Audio sa Video. Again, you can find this recorded episode in YouTube by searching Audio sa Video. By viewing this through YouTube, those who weren't able to submit their outputs today can still submit to me via Messenger and not wait to do so until the distribution and retrieval of modules. I want to remind you also that I'm giving you 2 weeks to do the activities in your modules. The instructions are already posted in our respective chat groups by section. I hope that you study the modules 100% so that you'd be able to master the language skills and competencies. So, until next time, this has been your radio teacher, Sir Jerry, saying, good use of language is the key to a beautiful message. And if you want it to be known or be heard, be an English language nerd. Bye!